Meet the man who decided to give a kidney to a total stranger. Right now, the story that might have you considering it, too.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Happy Sunday, everyone. It is February 9th. I'm Christina Laurie. You'll want to take it slow if you are driving to church or the grocery store this morning. Chris is tracking snow and lots of it. We'll check in with him in just a minute. But first, Madison police are continuing to investigate what led up to a homicide on the city's Near East Side Saturday afternoon. Police were called to the 100 block of North Blair Street around 3:45 in the afternoon for a weapons offense. But when they arrived, they found a man shot to death. Officers believe this was a targeted incident, but they don't have anyone currently in custody. They say they are following up on several leads right now and will continue until they make an arrest. They say safety is not a major concern. The Badgers men's basketball team is learning its share of life lessons this season. According to head coach Greg Gard, that adversity has really been tested in this last week and a half. No matter what's happening within the team or the program, though, life and basketball are moving on. This afternoon, they'll face Ohio State at the Kohl Center. Right now, the Buckeyes are 15-7. The Badgers are 13-10. Tip-off is at noon. And are you ready for some baseball? The Milwaukee Brewers are. Pitchers and catchers report to spring training this Wednesday. Earlier in the week, large trucks were seen packing up and leaving Milwaukee with plenty of gear in tow. That includes 20,000 baseballs, 1,000 bats, 200 batting helmets, and, of course, 20 cases of chewing gum. The first full squad workout is on February 18th. And it's been a busy morning in the weather office. Let's check in with meteorologist Chris Reese. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, good morning, Christina. We're still watching some of that light snow come down right now. That's going to be picking up in intensity as we go through about the next hour or so. 24 degrees, winds out of the south and southeast at 10 miles per hour. Here's radar showing you that band of heavy snow starting to move in from the south and west. That's going to continue to increase as we go through time, and we're going to keep this with us pretty much into the early afternoon before things begin to wind down. And this band has snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour inside of it. So it's really going to create some issues for those trying to travel or for the road crews who are trying to plow. So this is what we can expect as we go through time. One of those heaviest bands of snow is going to be just north of Madison, places like the Dells up towards Westfield, Watoma, Camp Douglas, Juneau, and Adams counties. That is where some of that heaviest snow will be. We're going to continue to track it all morning long.
Under the weather while tracking the weather. Thank you so much, Chris. New this morning, a first in the deadly coronavirus outbreak. The first American has died from that virus at the epicenter in the Chinese city of Wuhan. The outbreak is now responsible for more than 800 deaths. Nearly 90 of those happened yesterday, the deadliest day yet for the virus. The coronavirus has now killed more people than the SARS outbreak in 2003, but health officials say the death rate for this virus is still far below the 9.6% rate for SARS. Right now, around 2% of people who develop coronavirus will die. All but 2 of those deaths happened in mainland China. As coronavirus concerns grow around the world, local health departments are checking in daily on the 4 people currently in self-isolation for coronavirus here in Wisconsin. There is still only 1 confirmed case in our state. It is here in Dane County. Health officials have also confirmed there are vaccines in the works. Those will be going to clinical trials in the next few months, but a vaccine probably won't be available this year. Health officials also say they've been getting some concerns from people who are assuming some racial and ethnic bias when it comes to who has the virus. They want to put a stop to that now.
I've seen this happen before with the SARS outbreak back in 2003, and unfortunately there has been calls that have come in too that have really tried to blame the Chinese people for this, and as Gene said, it's not where a person has come from or their ethnicity. It has to do with travel and science.
Health officials have ordered test kits from the CDC so that we can do our own testing right here in Wisconsin, but those tests won't be available for a couple more weeks. Meanwhile, Madison and Dane County officials are working around the clock to keep your family safe. They're posting on the Public Health of Madison and Dane County's website. They've also set up a local hotline for people looking for more information on the coronavirus. That number is right there on your screen, 608 888-243-0587. Nationally, the CDC also has a page on their website with information. Right now, UW Hospital currently has the most non-directed kidney donors in the country. That means people signed up to give away their organs without knowing who they will go to. Amanda Quintana shows us why one man decided to give a kidney to a total stranger. Story that might have you considering it too.
We do have a program called Donor Shield.
As a surgical scheduler, David Johnson makes and answers a lot of phone calls, talking to kidney donors and recipients both about to have their lives changed.
There are certain people who have so much excitement they can't even hold it back. I've heard tears, and it's just like I've gotten a little emotional on my end as well from hearing that. Just, you know, the amount of joy and happiness that some of our patients have finding out that they get a new chance at life is amazing.
That shock and hope in their voices, the inspiration that pushed David to donate his kidney. To who? Well, anyone of the 102,000 Americans who need one.
Knowing that I could hopefully improve somebody's quality of life and be that kind of person for them, it was more than I could ever ask for. I feel lucky to be able to have this opportunity.
After months of an extensive evaluation process, questionnaires, tests, labs, David was approved and matched. Still with no idea who he'd be helping, but it didn't matter.
Every one of us, whether it's this way or some other way, has the ability to make this world a little bit better of a place, and anything I can do to do that, I would happily do so.
This truly selfless act of donating without an intended recipient is more common than you might think.
In 2019, we had 28 donors, just like David, that stepped forward that said, I don't have anyone to give to, but I still want to give.
That's more than any other program in the country. UW Health comes ahead of the University of Minnesota on that list, but there's no explanation for why people living here and there are the most willing to give the ultimate gift.
My best guess is it's a Midwest thing happening.
UW's 28 non-directed kidney donors haven't only touched 28 lives. Those donors started chains of donations affecting more than 100 patients in 18 states.
It's huge. It's more than one person within this chain who no longer needs dialysis. It's more than one person within that chain who no longer needs to think about starting dialysis. So, you know, these non-directed donors are absolutely priceless.
These are letters from the family of the person I donated a kidney to.
For David, the thank you was something he never expected, and this meeting,
Nice to meet you.
more than he could have ever imagined.
I've always wondered if they were doing okay, how they were recovering. Just making sure he was okay.
Now knowing he saved mother of three Jill Sundell of Michigan from having to start dialysis.
Although I'm just very thankful.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad I could help. I guess to me it still feels really surreal that I had this impact on someone. I don't feel any different than before the surgery. I feel normal, and it's just still kind of something difficult for me to wrap my head around.
What he does have is a whole new understanding of the journey those patients on the phone are starting, and hope that those calls will keep coming.
Her whole family was thankful, and you know, we feel like family now. So it's an interesting and unique experience that I'm extremely grateful for.
Amanda Quintana, News 3 Now.
And you can learn more about kidney donation in Amanda's story up on our website, channel3000.com. Well, more local news now. Grace Coffee Company is expanding with a new location in Sun Prairie. It'll be located on Cabela Drive, right next to Cabela's, and near Prairie Lake Shopping Mall. Grace first opened on State Street in the former Sacred Feather Hat Shop location in 2019. Since then, they've opened another shop on East Washington. The Sun Prairie location has a drive-through that can accommodate more than 20 cars. All food will be baked in-house. They plan to open at the beginning of May. A unique type of bar is now open at Hilldale Mall. This weekend, you can grab a drink from the 16-foot ice ball at Cafe Hollander. Artists built it using 6 tons of ice. It also includes a liquor wall to chill bottles, but you might want to go soon. Artists say they're keeping their eye on the weather to see how long this bar will last. Time now, 7:09. Speaking of ice, we're getting more of that today. Chris is tracking a snowy Sunday forecast and even more snow chances heading into the work week. Taking a live look outside on the Sunday morning, Chris is back with your full forecast next.
Let me guess, you've been mattress shopping online.
Yeah.
Does this feel soft to you? You need Easy Choice.
Easy Choice?
Yeah, that sounds easy. It is.
Can we try it?
You are. Easy
Choice. Can we take it home?
Yeah.
But we came here on these.
We deliver.
Awesome.
Find your Easy Choice. The best price, comfort, quality, and setup. It's easy.
Managing type 2 diabetes? Audrey's on it. Eating right and staying active?
On it.
Audrey thinks she's doing all she can to manage her type 2 diabetes and heart disease, but is her treatment doing enough to lower her heart risk? Maybe not. Jardians can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And it lowers A1C.
Jardians can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. Do not take Jardians if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardians with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardians.
Ask your doctor about Jardians.
Auto show concept cars are great, especially when affordability is part of the concept. Announcing Auto Show savings time at your local Ford dealer. Now get great deals on Explorer, Escape, Fusion, F-150, and more. Every Ford is proudly built with tomorrow's technology today, all with huge savings. Now that's a great concept. Now get 0 for 72 financing on a Ford F-150 or lease one for just $239 a month during Auto Show time at your local Ford dealer.
Now through February 13th, join Planet Fitness for only 25 cents down, $10 a month. Sure, you could flip truck tires.
I flip truck tires.
Or flip out over all this. Tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join now for only 25 cents down, $10 a month. And no truck tires. Join in club or at planetfitness.com. Hurry, deal ends Thursday, February 13th.
5 Madison area locations. Offer expires February 13th. Stop in and see us today.
Tired of the cold? Then warm up with winter cocktails, spirits, food, and live music at Madison Magazine's Top Shelf Winter Taste. It's March 9th from 6 to 9 at the beautiful Edgewater Hotel. Tickets now available at MadisonMagazineExperience.com. Pick up a copy of Madison Magazine and have the city at your fingertips. Dining, entertainment, where to go, and what to see. Original reporting, local business, and politics. Pick up the latest issue on newsstands now.
Well, we are watching these bands of snow as they continue to develop, and one of the things that I have noticed is at least a couple areas of lightning and thunder embedded in the snow system. Most of that's north and west of Madison, but that's a testament just to how heavy the snow is coming down in some spots, especially towards the north. We're getting it on a heavier band moving through the city of Madison right now that goes from Waunakee down through Cross Plains and Fitchburg. Some lighter snow over towards Mount Horeb. Janesville is filling in, and here's a heavier band that's going to be moving in from the south and west. And we're talking snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour moving into the area as we go through the next couple of hours into the late morning and early afternoon. The back edge of the snow is already around I-35, and it's going to be a quick moving system. That ought to be here by the time we get you towards about 3 or 4 o'clock. In fact, let's go ahead and show you that. Right around lunchtime is probably when we'll see some of that heaviest snow. Just after lunch, that drier air starts to filter in. We'll turn things down over to some snow showers and flurries at that point. Now, one of the things the models have been doing is upping the ante for that snow just towards the north. In fact, the models are showing now double-digit snow events. This makes sense with 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates, the lightning and thunder that's been embedded with this. So areas to the north, I would not be surprised to see this forecast overachieve just a little bit in terms of how much snow, which that's where we do have the winter storm warnings in the pink, winter weather advisories in the purple. That's where we'll see a little bit less snow. That's Madison, Monroe, Janesville, over towards Watertown. But still, 3 to 6 inches is expected overall. 1 to 3 as you work your way towards Racine and Kenosha counties. But once you get to places like Portage, Poynette, The Dells, Sauk City, you're talking 6 to 8 inches of snow, if not locally more. And that's going to have moderate impacts when it comes to driving. That 1 to 2 inch snowfall rate is going to create issues. walking is going to be slick, and clearing with it being a heavier wet snow is going to be a little bit difficult as opposed to if this were a dry, light, fluffy snow. Then we're paying attention towards the end of the week. That's when some of the models are showing another system showing our way that could bring some light snow Wednesday night into Thursday. Still plenty of days to mess with that one, but right now we're going to focus on what is out there for today. We do have the alert day in the forecast, 3 to 8 inches area wide. Those lower amounts down towards the state line, those higher amounts up towards the dells and points towards the north. But then it's cold as we go through the week ahead. By Thursday and Friday, even Saturday, and Sunday and Monday next week, we do not get out of the 20s for highs.
Geez, we don't get a break, you don't get a break, but if there's one thing I know about meteorologists, they're kind of crazy about thunder snow. Have you ever seen it?
Yes, I have not seen thunder snow yet. That's one of my Wisconsin bucket list items, so I'm working on getting that to happen.
Okay, people in what areas might see it today?
So if you are north, places like Westfield, Poynette, Portage, that's where the best chance for thunder snow is today.
So if you capture that on camera, please send it to us.
Which is tough, but send it my way.
It's so cool. Yeah. Thank you so much, Chris.
My pleasure.
Several bald eagles are back in the wild this morning after being rehabilitated at Raptor Education Group. 3 young eagles were released at VFW Park in Prairie du Sac. It's part of the Bald Eagle Watching Days. They were supposed to be released back in January, but that was postponed due to weather. The executive director of the Raptor Education Group says it's important to have people see the eagles up close to really appreciate them.
To see the little kids, you know, they're really special. They are going to be part of the future of wildlife.
A 4th adult eagle was not released because of fears that other wild eagles would be territorial. Raptor Education Group is a nonprofit dedicated to caring for injured or orphaned avian wildlife. Hollywood is getting ready for tonight's 92nd Annual Academy Awards. Crews have been working for weeks getting LA's Dolby Theater ready to host film's biggest stars at the Oscars. Like last year, the show has no official host, but Tom Hanks, Steve Martin, Jane Fonda, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus are among the A-list presenters. Movies like Joker, Parasite, and 1917 are all competing for Best Picture at this year's award show. We'll have more on this year's projected winners ahead at 7:30. Time now, 7:16. Love and Lobster are in the air and our studio this morning. Next, we're kicking off Valentine's Day week with Chef Robert Gambino from Bonefish Grill. He's showing us how to make a special surf and turf dish for that special someone or just for yourself. We'll be right back.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
When being sick isn't as bad as not knowing why you're sick.
When questions lead to confusion.
And angst and anxiety. When it feels like there's a tiger chasing you into the darkness.
And all you want is a little light.
A little hope.
This is when you need the best of the best. Doctors who don't just perform cutting-edge procedures and treatments. Doctors who invent them. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
This President's Day, I do solemnly swear to faithfully overcome all weather, seek new heights, and exercise my right to go anywhere and do anything in the longest-lasting and best-selling 4x4 SUV brand. Take the oath of adventure at the Jeep President's Day event. Right now, well-qualified returning Grand Cherokee lessees can lease the 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $279 a month.
Okay, in my Johnsonville commercial, they opened on a game show set in the 70s. Today we got Johnsonville smoked sausage made with 100% premium pork. Some brands mix meats and add fillers, but not Johnsonville. Contestant number 1 bids the closest, so he wins a boat. And he says, I don't want that boat, I want the sausage. What if I told you that boat is filled with Johnsonville smoked sausage? And that's a smoked sausage commercial made the Johnsonville way.
What we achieve for patients is life-changing.
You get your smile back, your confidence back in just one day.
A new smile at a price you can afford.
With the dignity and respect you deserve.
Don't wait another day. Nothing is more life-changing than a healthy, confident smile.
Now get 10% off all dentures. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Call 1-800-DENTURE today to schedule your consultation.
Let's go! Happy New Year. It's 2020. Make a plan. An unlimited plan.
At U.S. Cellular, our unlimited plans start at just $30. $30 for all you can post, stream, and share on our super strong, super fast network. And you don't even need to buy a new phone. Bring your own phone and you'll get $300 back. Now get unlimited data for just $30 a month. It's the unlimited plan of your future. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, good Sunday morning. We continue to track the rounds of snow through the area. Those will continue to stick with us as we go into the early afternoon before things begin to get a little bit lighter. Heavy snow now moving into south central Wisconsin, and we're going to continue to see this with us as we go through the next couple of hours. Zooming in towards Dane County, we see one of those heavier bands over Madison right now. More of that will be moving in from the south and west as we go through the next couple of hours.
Thank you, Chris. You can call it a Hallmark holiday, but we think Valentine's Day, which is Friday, by the way, is just a really great excuse to eat something you love with the people you love. Chef Robert Gambino from Madison's Bonefish Grill joins us in studio this morning. Thank you so much for
having me,
waking up early. I know chef's hours are kind of almost the complete opposite of ours.
They are usually, you're right.
Okay, but you came armed with a ton of great food. So what are we looking at here?
So this is the salmon caprese. These are some of the Valentine's Day specials. Love is in the air. It's that type of year where you're going to have a surf and turf dish that comes. Chef Justin and Eric Newert down in Tampa Bay came out with these really awesome specials. And they just really touch base on the season and just getting ready for that summer feeling in the middle of winter, I think.
Yeah, and all this fish is fresh. You can feel like a little bit good about eating it. It's
absolutely
healthy for your heart, right?
Yeah.
So what specifically are we looking at?
So this is our salmon caprese dish. This dish is our salmon with gnocchi, roasted tomatoes, and it's a cheese sauce we make in-house. All of our dishes we make from scratch, a scratch kitchen. This is our mahi. I'll show you over here. This is the mahi Oscar. This is going to be on our specials this week. Also, the surf and turf will be on our specials this week. These are things you can create at home. I'd like to show you the chiapino. That dish is something you can make at your local seafood place. You can go get the mussels. You can get any kind of scraps you want to pick up from the store, and you cook it in a good marinara. And the word chiapino comes from chip in, so it's a San Francisco dish.
Okay.
So when the Italians came over to San Francisco, everybody would chip in kind of what they had on their boat, and they would put it together with a red sauce. But that's a very, very delicious dish going, hopefully getting into the spring season.
And it's always great to look at these, and people at home, if you don't love broccoli, you can swap it out for something else. If you don't love a certain type of fish, you can still put the cheese sauce on something else. Do you have any advice for aspiring chefs at home that want to make a Valentine's Day dish for their loved ones?
So Valentine's Day dish. So a thermidor sauce, if you're going to try and do this at home, you're looking for like a lobster bisque base.
Okay.
You would just make a roux with a lobster base that you can get in your seafood store. Make sure you get the lobster, the crab meat, obviously, and then any kind of cooked filet. We cook all of our seafood and steaks over an Oakwood grill in our restaurant, so it really gives it that enhanced flavor, brings out the flavor in the meat, so the fish and the steak.
And then if people are like me and are afraid that they're going to botch this, they might want to just come to you guys, and they also can get a really good drink at your restaurant. So
absolutely.
What are we mixing up?
So I mixed up, this is the La Fleur. This
Okay.
is our take on the French 75.
What is this?
Yeah, that's our lavender. That comes from the south of France, where the ground is very dry and the air is very dry as well, but it makes for a very pungent flower. So we make the infusions in-house, so we soak the lavender and we make the infusions to make this cocktail. And this is with a Wycliffe champagne on the top, Saint Germain, and we use Reka vodka. Reka is one of the only companies that is powered by Volcano, interesting enough. So.
Oh, wow. I'm not even sure what all of that means. You're more knowledgeable on this than I am. What's your favorite drink to mix up for people?
My favorite drink to mix up for people, I'd say in Wisconsin, it'd have to be the Old Fashioned. We do it a little bit different in our restaurant, and it's an easy mix. You can do this at home. You just get a little bit of maple syrup. You can use any kind of bourbon that you like. Some people in Wisconsin prefer brandy. The way we perform it, it's a little bit different, so you want to definitely make sure your bourbon is not being bruised, so you want to have like a nice glass where you're not shaking it. You don't want to bruise that bourbon. You want to kind of stir it gently and then get it into a glass.
Okay, and in all your years as a chef, you've been at Bonefish for about 17 years,
Absolutely.
you said?
Well, the company, yes.
With the company, yeah. So what's the biggest misconception people have about dining out? Because I know a lot of people will go for Valentine's Day.
I would say The consistency of food and flavors. I know we do that really well.
Okay.
We have a very strong brand. We've been around for years. But you can expect the same thing every time you come into our restaurant. We're on the west side of Madison. Bonefish Grill is a very strong chain. It's doing very well for itself. But we see ourselves moving into the future with these dishes, and people are eating more healthy. So it's time to get out and have some seafood.
It looks fantastic. Thank you so much for coming and joining us this morning, Chef. And there's still a half hour of news ahead on News 3 Now this morning. We have even more food coming your way, and we're getting you red carpet ready as well. The movies and stars to watch at this year's Academy Awards show. We'll tell you about them right after this.
When you're confident in your gut, you feel confident to take on anything. With Benefiber, you'll feel the power of gut health confidence every day. Benefiber is a 100% natural prebiotic fiber. Benefiber. Trust your gut.
Maybe we could build like a thing, you know?
To jump off?
Yeah. No, like to go all the way across. Some kind of beam to join the two sides.
You think that would help?
Yes, I do.
Well, he could be okay. Eventually, somebody has a better idea, like honest pricing with no surprise fees, ever. It's a better way to mobile. It's Spectrum Mobile.
I love to equal the playing field. I love to help people and allow them to feel like they are powerful instead of powerless. We're with our clients every step of the way.
Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you? Smile. Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
Built for your next adventure, it's the 2020 Subaru Crosstrek Premium at Don Miller. With symmetrical all-wheel drive, the Crosstrek has vehicle dynamics control and EyeSight driver assist technology. Lease the Crosstrek Premium, $239 per month plus tax, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, $1939 due at signing. Get all-wheel drive plus MPG. The 2020 Crosstrek Premium at Don Miller Subaru, West on Odana or East Side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller.
The biggest President's Day appliance sale is going on now at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store. And you won't believe these deals. Save thousands instantly on manufacturer holiday price drops on all appliances in the largest showroom in Madison. You could save up to 50% off store-wide. Plus, save even more with bonus rebates throughout the store. And special interest-free financing until 2021. Shop now and receive a free 10-year limited warranty and free local delivery and setup. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart, located inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
This election season, politicians are targeting Wisconsin, making promises and claims to capture your vote. But you deserve the truth. Only Reality Check gives you the tools you need to make informed choices. I'm News 3 Now political reporter Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your Sunday is off to a great start. It's February 9th. I'm Christina Laurie. It is an alert day, and several local communities have already declared snow emergencies. Chris is working on an updated forecast, and we'll get that from him in just a minute. But new this morning, we begin with the first in a deadly coronavirus outbreak. The first American has died from the virus at the epicenter in the Chinese city of Wuhan. The outbreak is now responsible for more than 800 deaths. Nearly 90 of those happened just yesterday, the deadliest day yet for the virus. The coronavirus has now killed more people than the SARS outbreak of 2003. All but 2 of those deaths happened in mainland China. Meanwhile, Madison and Dane County officials are working around the clock to keep your family safe. They're posting updates every day by 2 o'clock on the Public Health of Madison and Dane County website. They've also set up a local hotline for people looking for more information on the coronavirus. That number is there on your screen, 608-243-0587. It's also on our website. Nationally, the CDC also has a page on its website with that information. A unique type of bar is now open at Hilldale Mall. This weekend you can grab a drink from the 16-foot ice bar at Cafe Hollander. Artists built it using 6 tons of ice. It also includes a liquor wall to chill bottles, but you might want to go soon. Artists say they're keeping their eye on the weather to see how long the bar will last. It's definitely going to hold up today with all the snow and cold outside, right, Chris?
Yeah, that's right. And we're tracking those heavier bands of snow moving into southern Wisconsin as we speak. Everything back towards the west is moving towards the east. And I just did peek outside, and we are seeing some of that heavier snow here at the station right now. The back edge of that snow is all the way in Iowa. We can expect that to arrive here as we get you into the middle part of the afternoon. But in the meantime, some of those heaviest bands of snow are just towards the north of Madison, places like Westfield, Juneau, and Adams. Along with Portage and Poynette, Sauk City, the Dells. That's where some of the heaviest snow will fall with the system, and I can't rule out a rumble of thunder or two. I've been watching the radar, and I've seen a few flashes of lightning at times. In the meantime, the winter storm warnings in the pink do continue towards the north. Winter weather advisories in the purple. That is where the snow will be a little bit less, but still impactful as we go through the rest of the afternoon. The snowfall rates will be on the order of 1 to 2 inches per hour. Christina?
Thank you, Chris. We've been following developing news out of the town of Adrian, Wisconsin, where 1 man is dead, 5 others injured after a head-on crash. Happened just before 8 o'clock last night when police say 2 cars driving in opposite directions crashed head-on on State Highway 16 near Hazel Avenue. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says the driver and only person in 1 car was declared dead at the crash site. 5 people in the other car were injured and taken to hospitals with life-threatening injuries. 1 had to be med-flighted there. Back in Madison, police will continue to investigate what led up to a homicide on the city's Near East Side Saturday afternoon. Police were called to the 100 block of North Blair Street around 3:45 Saturday for a weapons offense, but when they got there, they found a man shot to death. Officers believe this was a targeted attack, but they don't have anyone currently in custody. They say they're following up on several leads right now and will continue until they make an arrest. However, they say the public safety is not a major concern.
Unfortunately, I think something like this can happen anywhere. It doesn't matter what part of town it's in. This is not an area that's notoriously troubled or that we have a lot of instances of violence.
This situation, of course, was concerning for many people who consider that part of town home.
It's definitely surprising. I mean, if it's, I don't know enough about anything to make a swift judgment one way or the other, but you definitely don't want to see someone shot from your, a couple blocks away from your house.
Blair Street was closed for much of the evening, but it has since reopened. In trending news this morning, the Saw franchise is back in a terrifying and twisted way. The new trailer for Spiral was just released this week. Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson are starring in this reboot. Rock stars as a detective investigating a string of murders targeting cops, but finds himself at the center of the killer's morbid game. Spiral hits theaters this May.
You seriously think a puny little child can be a villain?
Yes, I am pretty despicable. You don't want to cross me? Where is Otto?
And coming this summer, the Minions are back. The story of a 12-year-old's dream to become the world's greatest supervillain. In the new trailer for Minions: The Rise of Gru, an elite villain team tries to recruit Gru despite his young age. Minions: The Rise of Gru arrives in theaters July 3rd. But first, movie lovers are getting ready for the 92nd Annual Academy Awards tonight. This year, a lack of diverse nominees is stirring up some controversy. Chris Martinez has a look at who could take home the biggest honors.
They're rolling out the red carpet at the Dolby Theater as Hollywood gets ready to honor its very best. This year, the comic book-inspired Joker leads the pack with 11 nominations, followed by The Irishman, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, each with 10 nods. They're among the 9 films, all vying for Best Picture.
For me, this was a really good year in film. I think there were a lot of possibilities.
Variety Magazine's Tim Gray says this year, no one film is expected to sweep the awards, which could mean a night of surprises. And for the second year in a row, the ceremony itself will will be streamlined, with a long list of celebrity presenters replacing their traditional show host.
Everybody was a little nervous about what is this going to change the DNA of the Oscar show, and it didn't. And the ratings were up. I think the TV audiences like that, so I think they're going to stick with it.
But beyond the winners, this year there's a dark cloud hanging over Hollywood's brightest night, with many expressing outrage over a lack of diversity among the nominees.
I'm free. My family should be too.
Harriet's Cynthia Erivo is the only person of color nominated among all the acting categories, and no women were nominated for Best Director, including Greta Gerwig, whose film Little Women was nominated for Best Screenplay and Best Picture.
I think that is the narrative of this year's awards, is that exclusion and lack of diversity. And I think that will be part of the conversation right up until the last envelope is opened.
As for who will ultimately take home Hollywood Gold, only Oscar knows. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
In addition to movie stars, some of music's biggest names will also take the Oscar stage tonight. Elton John, Idina Menzel, Randy Newman, and recent Grammy winner Billie Eilish are among this year's performers. Before that, on one of their own against Ohio State at noon. The last time the Badgers played the Buckeyes, Ohio State was ranked 5th in the country, but they were also without Kyle Young, one of their starters, when Wisconsin won 61-57 in Columbus. Today, both of those teams look very different. The Badgers are coming off one of their worst performances of the season when they lost at Minnesota on Wednesday, shooting a season-low 28% of the field. Sorry to remind you about that. Wisconsin has obviously been dealing with a lot of off-the-court situations this season, too. Hear it firsthand from Trice, who is still betting on his team to rise above it all.
And it definitely feels like it's been longer than just 2 weeks, or if it hasn't even been 2 weeks since the whole Kobe thing came out, then obviously going on the road against Iowa, losing that close one, Brad getting suspended for a game, and now the whole Coach E situation, and on top of that, having the Coach Moore thing to deal with throughout the whole season. It's been a tough couple weeks. It's been rough, but I think the guys that we have on this team and within our circle, I think we got enough to get it done.
Big news for the Bucks, too. Milwaukee will reportedly sign Marvin Williams as soon as tomorrow. According to ESPN, Williams' buyout is a done deal with the Hornets, and he was waived by Charlotte Saturday. Meanwhile, the rest of the team dominated on the road this weekend against a mediocre Magic squad. It wouldn't be a Bucks game without a Greek freak slam. Giannis netted 19 points and 18 rebounds during the game. 112-95, the final score. The team's record is now 45-7. Next up, they'll face the Kings tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Right now, it's 7:36 in the morning. Whoever decided Valentine's Day is all about love was lying just a little, because we know this week is really about the chocolate, the cookies, the cakes, and Clausen's. One of the best bakeries in Madison is in studio with us this morning to talk about how they're getting ready for a really busy time of year. We'll be right back.
The Color Purple is the Tony Award winner for Best Musical Revival, a glory to behold. At Overture Center, February 18th through 23rd. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
If something's important to you, wouldn't you wanna give those important somethings Culligan water? For Culligan can make water softer and cleaner. Culligan water makes green beans green beanier. Washers for dishes, washers for clothes, give the Culligan treatment to those.
Ashley Home Store's biggest President's Day sale is going on now. Get the very best holiday deals in Wisconsin on everything in the store. Living rooms, bedrooms, and mattresses all on sale now. Save up to 60% off all furniture store-wide. Plus our best President's Day financing offer ever. 6 years with no interest charges and only sales tax and delivery due at checkout. And there's no better time to save on sleep during our mattress marathon on now. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Auto Show concept cars are great, especially when affordability is part of the concept. Announcing Auto Show savings time at your local Ford dealer. Now get great deals on Explorer, Escape, EcoSport, F-150, and more. Every Ford is proudly built with tomorrow's technology today, all with huge savings. Now that's a great concept. Now get $5,000 total cash back on EcoSport during Auto Show savings time at your local Ford dealer. Hurry in.
When we say every Culver's Butterburger is cooked to order, here's what we mean.
Could I get a Butterburger?
The Culver's Deluxe, please.
Ketchup, mustard, pickle, and onion?
Craig Culver, I'm gonna cook for you. Follow me.
I would love
Come on in. Fresh beef, looking for that nice sear, just like we got right here. That's where that great steak flavor comes from.
Totally fresh, made to order, the way you want it.
Searing it to perfection is really cool to see that.
Welcome to Delicious.
Bone chilling. Backbreaking. Breathtaking. Winter weather can be a lot of things. But it should never be a surprise. Watch News 3 now for an accurate forecast you can trust day in and day out. And when safety is an issue, you'll hear about it first and fast. First Warn Weather, always reliable so you can plan your life.
What does it look like when a life is truly changed?
I feel a sense of accomplishment because I built a house. This house has brought us financial independence.
Every family dreams to have their own house. This house changed our lives.
Habitat for Humanity is at work in your community and around the world. Through shelter, we empower.
Welcome back. For more than 60 years, baking bread and molding chocolate has been tradition for the Clausen family and Madison area locals with a sweet tooth. Judy Frederick has been the pastry chef at Clausen's for more than 30 years.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you're an early riser like many of us because you have to get in the bakery early.
Exactly. People want their things first thing in the morning. You know, they want to take them to work, they want to pick up treats for people, so we need to have them ready to go.
Speaking of treats, we're heading into a super busy week. You bought a whole tray of treats. What are we looking at here?
We have our hand-decorated cookies, chocolate-covered brownies. This is a chocolate decadence cake for 2 with a couple of really nice truffles on top. We have little gift boxes with truffles and chocolates, hand-molded chocolates, and cupcakes. And for the week of Valentine's, we're doing a buy one, get one free cupcake because you can't just have one.
So I know you're going to be busy decorating a lot of cupcakes. First, I want to ask you really quick, what is your favorite thing to decorate?
I love to decorate cakes.
Okay.
Each one is individual. People call, you know, they come in, they give us, you know, their specifications, what they'd like. So each one you create is totally different. So it's really nice, very challenging sometimes.
And I've seen you at work. You take it very seriously. You love it so much.
I do.
And you're going to share some of that love with us this morning. We're going to attempt to decorate cupcakes, and you're going to give us some tips?
Some tips.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
For those at home, you can just use, you know, a powdered sugar butter base and add food coloring to it. You can buy these nice little plastic bags at, like, you know, many different places in Madison. We use tips. You don't necessarily have to. You can just cut a hole in them and then...
Could people do it with a plastic bag and cut the
You can.
off? Okay.
You can. We use the tips because we like to get different types of decorations on it.
Yeah, you could see the different gradients on these.
Right,
okay.
right.
Here we go.
So you always want to squeeze at the top of the bag.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, when you squeeze
I'm
here, it'll
already
all come out
failing
the
my
top.
lesson.
Are you?
Okay.
And then you just want to put even pressure on it, and you just squeeze it out.
Okay.
And I kind of like the yin and yang of things, so I kind of like to do like a little yin and yang. And then you can decorate it with sprinkles.
Okay, I don't think I have a future in cupcake decorating.
And maybe a nice chocolate heart on the top.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Well, that's decent.
Oh, yours looks
and
great.
See, and like, you know, to make it look super special, we could, you know, go like this.
Oh, see, you fixed it. Thank you. And so you're going to make thousands of these cupcakes this week.
We are.
Because every week you at Clausen's, you have a deal. It's usually like a buy one, get one free on
We
different
run specials all the time. It gets people into their store. It gets people to try new things. You know, we have such a variety. And to get someone in to try, you know, maybe to come in for our bread sale and see everything else we have and to pick up maybe a treat for their friends or a birthday cake for a birthday.
And I know you like making cakes, but if parents at home are watching this, they have kids that want to get into baking, what's the easiest thing to start with? Are cupcakes a good thing, or cookies?
Cupcakes are really easy. They're small, you know, they're easier. You don't have a big project right off the bat. So, and the frosting's easy to make. You can use a spatula if you want. You don't necessarily have to use a bag. So it's pretty easy for kids, you know, and there's so many decorations out there. They can really put sprinkles galore on them.
And when we think of Valentine's Day, we often think of sweets, so that's why we associate it with Clausen's. But your biggest, busiest time of year is actually coming up, right? Is Easter?
Easter. Well, Christmas is
Christmas
super
is big?
busy.
Okay.
But Easter is really, really busy. We do a lot of hand molding, lots of chocolate bunnies, lots of eggs. We do little fantasy eggs filled with goodies, and yeah.
And you have your
busy.
quiches. Quiches
Quiches are wonderful. Everybody loves the quiche. We sell lots and lots of those for Easter morning. You know, everybody likes that for breakfast.
Okay, well, we'll have to have you back around Easter time. But for now, I'm going to get back to decorating. Thank you for teaching me at least one lesson, you know.
It
push
is.
on the top of the bag. Okay.
Exactly.
I got that. Thank you so much, Judy. And weather like this provides the perfect backdrop to curl up on the couch and partake in some pastries. You're taking a live look over the Capitol this morning, which you can't even see because of all the snow. Chris is tracking more of that today and chances for even more storms this week. That's just ahead on News 3 Now This Morning Sunday. But first, we're celebrating who's turning 3 today. Happy birthday to Jessa and everyone else having a birthday today.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Coming to the Palace Theater in the Dells for their original artist series, An Evening with Air Supply. Saturday, March 28th. See Air Supply with hits like Lost in Love, Even the Nights Are Better, Every Woman in the World, and many, many more for one night and one night only at the Palace Theater in the Dells. VIP upgrades, including a meet and greet, are available, but going fast. Dinner packages are available. Get your tickets today at dellspalace.com.
Now through February 13th, join Planet Fitness for only 25 cents down, $10 a month. Sure, you could flip truck tires.
I flip truck tires.
Or flip out over all this. Tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join now for only 25 cents down, $10 a month. And no truck tires. Join in club or at planetfitness.com. Hurry, deal ends Thursday, February 13th.
5 Madison area locations. Offer expires February 13th. Stop in and see us today.
Wait, once you take that bite, you can't go back to breakfast like this.
Little squirt of mayo.
I'm good. It's time to change your life. For breakfast, freshly prepared chicken McGriddles and McChicken biscuits are now at McDonald's. Wake up breakfast.
Right now, get a savory sweet chicken McGriddles or a buttery McChicken biscuit for $1.69. And add any size Coke for just $1.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-451-3571 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
This President's Day, I do solemnly swear to faithfully overcome all weather, seek new heights, and exercise my right to go anywhere and do anything in the longest-lasting and best-selling 4x4 SUV brand. Take the oath of adventure at the Jeep President's Day event. Right now, well-qualified returning lessees can lease the 2020 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4x4 for $189 a month.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Down right now, and you can't even see the Edgewater Sky Cam due to the heavy snow that we are dealing with in Madison right now. Here's high-resolution Doppler showing you those bands of heavy snow as they move in, and we have another band of heavy snow getting ready to move into the western half of Dane County. So places like Mount Horeb getting in on a little bit of a heavier band. We're getting in on a heavier band here on the west side near the station. That's going to continue to push towards the east. And these bands of snow are coming down at 1 to 2 inches per hour. Let's jump down towards Janesville, and we do have a band of heavy snow coming down there as well. And some of the heaviest snow is just north of Madison, and this is going to continue for about the next 5-6 hours or so before things begin to wind down. In fact, let's go ahead and time it out for you. By 12 o'clock, we will see that heaviest snow through. Shortly after 12, things begin to wind down as some drier air moves in. By 5:30, we're tapering things down to snow showers and flurries at that point as some of that drier air moves in on the backside. So that heaviest snow is occurring this morning and not so much this afternoon. Temperatures fall back down into the 20s. Here's the model showing you how much more snow is to come based on the radar trends. In some areas, especially north of Madison, could see double-digit snow amounts by the time all is said and done. Now, it's possible just because there's been some lightning and thunder up there, but still, my forecast is a little bit less there. But we do have the winter storm warnings in the pink just north of Madison. Winter weather advisories in the purple. This is where the snow is going to be a little less, but it's still going to be impactful. 3 to 6 inches in Madison down towards Janesville, 6 to 8 inches as you work your way towards the Dells. And think of it this way, the further north you are, the higher those totals. So closer to Janesville, you're going to be around 3 inches of snow. You get towards Waunakee, places like Sauk City, that's where you're going to have closer to 6 inches of snow. And then as you work your way north, that's where you could see 8 inches or more by the time this is all said and done. That's going to have moderate impacts on driving as it continues to come down. Walking's going to have moderate impacts as well. And then clearing it's going to be difficult just because it's going to have a lot of water content to it. So it's going to be a little bit of a heavier snow. It's going to be a little bit heavier to shovel. And on top of that, you run the risk of your snowblower getting a little bit clogged. So be patient as you get ready to clear the snow later on this afternoon. From there, we pay attention to the middle of next week. That's where models are trying to hint at another possible storm system working our way. There's been a lot of back and forth in this one. We're going to watch it closely, but I at least want to let you all know that that's something we are keeping an eye on. Right now, we just have a chance for flurries Wednesday into Thursday. The alert day today, that's the most impactful day of the forecast. And then we are also watching another snow chance by the time we get you towards next weekend and early next week, Christina.
So much snow. When will it end?
So much snow. How about summer? I won't even say spring because it snows in April half the time.
I know. Don't remind us.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. Well, it's tax season, and while you still have 2 months left to file your taxes, you won't want to wait. We'll tell you why. You'll want to file now if you haven't already, tomorrow morning starting at 4:30. But first, this morning, we're introducing you to a 103-year-old with the keys to living a long, fulfilling life. That's a clue right there. News 3 Now This Morning Sunday. We'll be right back.
It's starting.
Selection, price, and speed. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. 2 complete pairs start under $40. 2 pairs with Progressive start under $80.
That was epic.
Right glasses.
Right price. Right now.
Coffee before your 8 a.m. Belvita breakfast biscuits to get you through your 9, 10, and your 11 a.m. team mixer. Made with a delicious blend of grains, get 4 hours of lasting energy to outlast your morning.
Let's go! Happy New Year. It's 2020. Make a plan, an unlimited plan. At U.S. Cellular, our unlimited plans start at just $30. $30 for all you can post, stream, and share on our super strong, super fast network. And you don't even need to buy a new phone. Bring your own phone and you'll get $300 back. Now get unlimited data for just $30 a month. It's the unlimited plan of your future. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
How are you liking my Power Bob Essential Base with queen-size Bobapedic Gem mattress?
Love it.
You get the Power Base and the mattress for only $6.99.
$6.99 for both? Wow.
That's the Power of Bob's discount.
Get Bob's discount!
Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Well, hello, Wisconsin.
Alternative facts have got to go.
I heard these 6 shots. A little too close to home.
I'm angry that my son, who was 10 years old, is dead.
My goal is to develop the technology to more efficiently recycle plastics.
I can say exactly where this breast cancer is.
I'm here as an observer. We come down here every 4 years to see the Caucus Circus.
Insomnia is more than just a bad night's sleep.
It can actually contribute to serious health problems.
But which treatments are effective and safe? Experts share surprising facts you need to know. Monday on News 3 Now at 10. Accurate news as it happens, right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
We're celebrating love all morning, kicking off Valentine's Day week. Imagine doing something you love for nearly 100 years. Well, that's the reality for one Minnesota woman who knows the keys to a long and happy life.
John Lauriston introduces us to 103-year-old Ruth Everson.
Pork chop? Yes, please. Good. Gonna have bread today?
There's a certain routine at Stearns Place Assisted Living in Paynesville. Every day at 11:45, lunch is served to the residents, and with it comes a special treat.
I meet a lot of people by playing the piano, and I'm a people person. I like to be happy.
Ruth Everson is 103, but her love for the piano began when she was 5. Her dad would use a horse-drawn wagon to take milk cans into Grove City. He'd drop young Ruth off for a piano lesson while he did business. Eventually, her parents sold a cow to buy her a piano.
She plays the songs that other people know. There's big smiles on their faces.
And this is Come Josephine in My Flying Machine.
You can see that they're enjoying the music that they remember.
What Ruth remembers is playing the piano so much that it became second nature, from being the first organist at Paynesville Lutheran Church in 1938 to teaching her grandkids and great-grandkids how to play.
So you could play the piano and give a stern look at your grandchildren so they weren't so squirrely in church all at the same time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of talent.
Yeah.
To stay young, she started putting on a daily recital, Monday through Sunday, even taking requests that she writes down.
Some of the songs that I'll be playing have been requested, but we'll try.
103 years old.
Isn't that amazing? She's an amazing lady. She's told me that's the reason she gets up in the morning. She has something to do, and we would be disappointed if she wasn't here.
While the audience has changed over the years, the residents here need Grandma Ruth as much as she needs them. She's become a musician/therapist as she listens to their problems. And when the time comes to say goodbye, Ruth is the one they invite to be by their side.
People will say they want a certain song played when they're passing away, and makes them happy.
She's a very active lady and very sweet. Always has been and always will be.
A famous musician once said, "Life is like a piano. What you get out of it depends on how you play it," which is why Ruth plans to play until she can't anymore.
We make people happy, and I like to be happy.
Now, Ruth also loves to fish as much as she can on local lakes. She usually goes with her grandkids. They catch walleye and whatever else they spot there. Such a cute story.
Absolutely.
And it kind of like takes the focus off of all this crummy weather that we're experiencing today.
Yeah, today's a rough one out there. This is the Edgewater Sky Camera. You can barely make out the outline of the Capitol. So if you're curious how hard it's snowing, this is the answer, folks. Snowfall rates coming down 1 to 2 inches per hour. When all is said and done, look for about 3 to 6 inches in Madison, 6 to 8 as you work your way towards the north. I wouldn't be surprised if places like Waunakee come in with about 6 or 7 inches. And then if you work your way down towards Belleville, you get about 3 or 4 inches there. But those heavy bands are just north of Madison. We'll be tracking them as we go through the rest of the afternoon.
As much as I complain about the snow, I stepped outside before our show and it did look like a snow globe outside. So
absolutely.
It's very beautiful. If you can't tell from this picture, look outside your window. Have a